Hello. Very good morning to everyone. Welcome and well Zoom. Of course, most of you have been got used to being online and Zooming and Facebooking and YouTubing. But we are now starting to open our center so that local people can attend in person. There's no reason to stay away because there's not a lot of danger, and we still are observing the social distancing in our session. So welcome to all those who are here, new faces today. Thank you, as well as everyone who is joining us on any of the other platforms. Today is new moon. There are 12 months in each year. It's very important to see what is the new thing that we are lacking, not initiating ourselves to do. So on a new moon as full moon are very two special bi-monthly dates in Buddhist calendar for people to renew their vows, renew their friendship, commitment, kindness, and diligence and gratitude. We don't get to practice this when we get swayed by the commotion and materialism that swamp our life. So it's an excellent time to meditate. It also happened to coincide on Sunday, so people have no excuse not to meditate. So, welcome. Our procedure of the session goes with short prayer that I will screen share. And those of you here, you have the prayers before the meditation teachings in front of you. When we recite those prayers, bring in your heart what are the deeply longed wishes that you have for all the world, people in your lives who are often in dark corners and not able to leave or find a way out to find light. So we call upon everyone to deeply express the deep sense of prayer and fellowship. Here in Buddhist sense, to call upon the enlightened ones, their guidance and their inspiration, so that we behave not selfishly, but selflessly for the benefit of all, benefit of future, benefit of mind stream, not just for now, me on this body, as materialists tend to think. So the first verse prayer very much expresses those sentiments, and usually we join our hands at the heart and as a bodily gesture, body language, that we sincerely mean it. From the depth of heart's marrows of bone, all the 10 points of the 5 vital airs join together when we bring the hands to the heart in prayer and contemplate posture. And then also we like to think of all the people who wish to be happy, but they are not able to. They don't want to have suffering, but they're finding just that. They want to have joy, but they are sunken in deep sorrows. They want to have equanimity, but they're not. They're biased against, biased to, and caught in the crossfire of us versus them. This kind of division between others and self is cause of conflict. So we offer prayers that people come to their senses and develop clarity and sanity. And may all beings be kind to each other, speak kind words, think kind thoughts, mind their words, mind their actions through the mindfulness of meditation. So we will do those 2 verses first. After that, I will lead you in 3 slots of meditation. And so you follow that, and basically it's really sitting still and allowing things not to take you over, but let yourself be centered in your mind and body and spirit in one good, peaceful place in peace. So after that 3 slots meditation, then I will do a short talk on the theme. So thank you, everyone, for joining us. Now join your hands at heart, and we will do these prayers. Oyenda Buddha Dharma Zainga Aitere Future Lodem Bhavachu Ajehandala Ajare Oda Ojobe and Abu Dada Mazanga Ajere Future Lodem Bhavachu Ajehandala Ajare Oda Ojobe and Abu Dada Mazanga Ajere Future Lodem Bhavachu Ajehandala Ajare Oda Ojobe me obis happiness and the cause of happiness may they be free from suffering, and the cause of suffering may they never part from the happiness that knows no suffering. May they dwell equanimity, free from attachment and aversion to those near and far. May obis happiness and the cause of happiness may they be free from suffering, and the cause of suffering may they never part from the happiness that knows no suffering. May they dwell equanimity, free from attachment and aversion to those near and far. May obis happiness and the cause of happiness may they be free from suffering, and the cause of suffering may they never part from the happiness that knows no suffering. May they dwell equanimity, free from attachment and aversion to those near and far. So with this good intention, we now do the meditation. I'll use the gong to start each of the 10-minute sections. and give you a few moments of guidance, and then you stick with that, and mainly sit still in peace and not letting your mind wander off, but stay focused. The theme is calm, tranquilly abiding in the peace within. During this first meditation, bring your primary attention and focus to sit in the correct posture and observe the four stillness. First, observe all the stillness that's in the room, that's specially arranged for you to have meditation, and therefore everything is conducive for the meditation to occur. So you're in a very safe place. Rejoice that you have and you are in such a place. I'm sure you have done that at your home. When you do, you will have a discipline to do regularly. Second is stillness of your posture. That's keeping your back straight. Your hands on the lap, that right hand on the left, two thumbs touching just below your navel, resting on your lap. Elbows balance, so are the shoulders. Spine is kept straight. Chin slightly tucked in. Jaws, lips, teeth relaxed. Eyes in a peaceful, joyful, serene, soft gaze, straight on the floor through the tip of your nose, not blinking the eyes, nor tightly shut. A soft, peaceful gaze. So try to mindfully guard keeping your body in this posture. During the next 10 minutes, keep scanning your posture, making sure the back straight, shoulders balanced, chin slightly tucked in, eyes serene and peaceful and wise gaze. Have a sense of single hair pulling you towards the ceiling from the crown. In this way, scan your posture upwards, and then gently reverse the scanning all the way back to the feet. All in all, in this observing the stillness of the posture, the surrounding, the gaze of eyes, and most importantly, the stillness of your awareness to keep your mind doing just this, and scan up and down in a meticulous, unhurried fashion. After a good 6 or 7 loops of scanning, if necessary, take a mini break. Again, go and renew your awareness to stabilize your mindfulness to sit still and scan the posture calmly without letting the mind wander off. Even it is, just gently bring it back. Do not get agitated, but just bring it back to the posture and simply let the 5 sense doors become tame. Let the 6th sense consciousness do the taming. Now, in this section of the meditation, you primarily keep your stillness of the posture and awareness of the conduciveness of all things outside. Now, this time your focus should be inhalation. When you're inhaling, use the inhalation to inhale all the good in the world in the form of white light, oxygen. As you inhale, feel inspired. All the good and truth and blessing come from the whole world to you, with which you inhale mindfully. And then you, as permeate the breath and the oxygen in the bloodstreams, then follow and witness the irrigation of your whole nervous system, blood cells becoming so reddened by the positivity you've just inhaled, flooding your whole nervous system, feel rejuvenated and energized. With this, you stay with the retention. And then as you exhale, mindfully breathe out the carbon that you're releasing. Let it go with your tension, sadness, hurt, pain, worry of the world. Just let it go and don't think and don't host them in your mind. Simply let go and feel you're relieved. So with this, you do each round of the breath with a great care. At the end of each round, count one. So in this way, try to count forward. At the end of each exhalation, count one, and the next two. You qualify the inhalation by doing the breathing in, knowing what to think, what to see and feel positive-wise. Likewise, you qualify the permeation of breath. What you do is spread and irrigate your lung with the oxygen. And you know it just spreads and touches, soothes everywhere. You see it becomes part of your blood cells and restores all and heals everything in the body, mind, and spirit. And then as you exhale, do the breathing out. Know what to exhale is the carbon, sadness, hurt, anger, sickness, fear, whatever they are. Just believe you're letting go and feel relief. And this way you mindfully stay with each round of breath and then count one and two, preferably without losing the count, as a high a number you can get for the duration you have. Do not be lazy or forgetful or bored during this. Strenuously try your best to reconstitute your mind, body, and spirit in a calm, tranquilizing fashion by watching and counting forward the qualified rounds of breath. Now for the last part of the meditation, you still observe the stillness of the outside, and of course your posture. Even if you adjust a bit during the mini break, you primarily try to observe the postures of the whole body. Now then primarily during this time you do the reverse counting of the qualified round breath you do. If you reach as high, whatever number you did, for instance 45, that's what I was doing, then you do each round of breath. At the end of each exhalation you count 45, and next 44, next 43. In spite of you being able to count, you've got to make sure the countable count has those clear mindfulness, doing the inhalation, seeing what is, seeing the oxygen coming in, feeling the positive benefit of it, and then as you permeate, do the permeation, irrigating, flooding your 72,000 channels, seeing the red blood cells improve, increase, heals the tissues, fibers, feel rejuvenated. Then as you exhale, breathe out, do it, exhalation of carbon, sadness, pain, hurt, worries, anxieties, all the darkness. Breathe out, see them leave your body and mind, and put an end. Doing each round, and then you count reverse. Without any compromise, bring your whole attention, without laziness or forgetting what to do, mindfully, having great, sharp, calm mind, doing each round of breath with great clarity and precision, only to boost your concentration and clarity. So that's our meditation. Now we'll recite this requesting the teaching verse that's on the text before we do the short talk. According to the intelligence and predisposition of it, where the yet and the agrelo and come ego. Can you remove the screen share off the screen? Because I can't see the audience. Here, really, maybe I should. Hi, sorry. Hello, everyone. Thank you. That was our meditation. Thank you for joining us. Hello, Greg. Hello, Tracy. Hello, Melinda. Hello, Michael. Michaela. Carol. Ralph. Karen. Catherine. Sandra. Lydia all the way from New Zealand. Roger away from, I don't know, Ken. Anyway, thank you, everybody. And here we have a handful of new people here. Thank you, everybody, joining us for the meditation on this new moon. I don't know how it's waxing in your life, but definitely it's the right phase. A right phase to coordinate with the cosmos, how to wax our kindness and sanity and goodness and generosity and not let them wane because of some adversarial forces that are actually challenging. It's actually it's when you can increase your mobility, your fitness, when the dark forces in your life is met. That's when your sanity is best required. You don't have idle sanity lying around your house, do you? Sanity has to cultivate it when difficulties confront you. And there you have the choice of not going in a reactive, childish, short-sighted way, but rather in an insight that gives you to look deep down, how not to make the wrong move to exacerbate the problem, but how to resolve it with great care and kindness and insight. And this is why we do the meditation. And this morning I'm going to speak particularly about the virtue of and importance of sitting meditation, because the meditation we do is primarily sitting still. If you just talk about or do the actual sitting still, how many life problems occurs when you're sitting still? Hardly any. How many of the problems are created on the run, reacting, overreacting, and so on, and speaking and judging and responding and all of that? In meditation, you try to suspend all those reactions. Try to put your hands on the lap in a pure contemplative mood and bring your whole senses, 5 gross senses, under the control of the 6 senses. Only when the 5 senses are tamed, then do you have sanity. Otherwise, all the 5 senses go wild. Your 6th senses got no say. It's get dragged hither and thither by these 5 outrageous children who wouldn't listen to you whatsoever. So being able to sit still tames your sense doors, eyes, ears, nose, mouth, and your tactile. All are tamed, so you're not craving or wanting. All the problems are met and brought by wanting the wrong things, undesirable things we desire, unpleasant things we seek. We get attracted by like the moth, by the flame of the candle without realizing how dangerous it is to fly in it. So when we are not tame, we tend to be swayed by all external stimuli of our sense doors. The 6th sense, mental consciousness, when it has got a say, it learns to screen the data that is brought in by them, by the 5 senses, and therefore see them as a as a suggestion, but not the real thing. So their mind is able to, when you leave a kind of a glass full of water with a little bit of dust in it, but if you just keep stirring it, then it will, however little the dust is, the whole water will become very, very muddy because you're stirring it. But you leave the glass, however much dust there is, put still, all the dust will settle down. All the sediments will drop at the bottom, and the good 80%, if not more, of the water will become very crystal clear on the top. So meditation, sitting still, will allow you to do that. All your mental murkiness will disappear, and you will have the senses, you have the sanity to not listen to them. Simply come back to your breath. Simply come back to your posture. Simply come back to the inhale good things and permeate that through your body, and exhale difficulties if there are any in the mind and body, and don't get swayed by any sensorial perception, particularly during the meditation, whether it's your past or whether it's a future. Do not get entertained or swayed by them, but simply come back, stay very centered. Got back. When you're scanning the posture, just keep scanning your posture. The best way to get a good sitting posture is that you don't wrap up your body with too many woolies, so you become too warm. If you're very warm, you don't get the meditation you become too cozy. If you're leaning your body on the back, is also not highly recommended unless you have a mobility issue. But in any case, the duration you should sit very comfortably and try to say, I'm going to sit still, not move. So you basically telling the five sense doors, not the eyes and ears, not going after looking for things to look, or things to listen, or things to taste, or things to smell, or things to touch, but restraining from all active sensorial activities, but using the sixth sense, which is usually left very passive, to manifest on the surface and then tame the five senses. We are biologically aging much quicker than our age because we are using the five senses with the craving and wanting so much without nourishing and nurturing the sixth sense, mental consciousness. So when the longer time that you sit in meditation, that much it restores and repairs the damage that is caused by the excessive craving. Your sense doors, your skin, your eyes, your luster of the body, all of this will be restored when you're sitting still. So therefore, when it's a sitting still is almost better than sleeping. In sleeping, we are told you will restore your body, and sitting is actually much more productive than reparation that occurs during sleep. Even if we talk about how to incorporate meditation with sleep, we try to say make the sleep even more repairer of the body that has been tired and wearied during the whole days of activities. When you meditate, you instead of going to sleep, you actually wake up from the sleep and then repair your sense doors, repair your mind, repair your perception, repair your opinions, repair your narratives, and put them in another basket, and that's a bin in which you will be deleted in a while. Don't keep all those incoherent wrong thoughts and perceptions, storylines in your head, thinking they're relevant to keep. Most people are keeping bad thoughts, bad information, bad narratives. It's just a wrong impression they thought was correct. They never checked. They never checked it was wrong. It was misconceived. They were, but they didn't think it was. So in meditation, we have the clarity to distinguish. We can screen our thoughts before letting them in readily. We screen people in the room. Why don't we screen our thoughts in the room? Most people are harmed by their thoughts, not by people or things. They're mostly harmed by their own deluded, selfish, resentful, angry, ill-will thought. They're not learning how to screen them and put them outside, not come in. In meditation, we are able to behavior of attitudes, and we try to recruit the mind in stillness to inhale something positive each time, because why want to inhale? We have to wear masks, face masks, in fear of inhaling virus. We're not often infected by virus. We're often infected by our wrong attitudes. In Buddhism, we talk about wrong attitude that's more harmful. And then we are very vulnerable to virus, of course, of the external forces. When we haven't got an antibody, we get sick very easily. So how do you develop antibody? By having right attitudes. Screen your thoughts and sit still. You hardly get any danger of contracting any bad thoughts when you're sitting still. You deliberately try to invite positive thoughts and receive them and retrieve the bad lost memories and get rid of the wrong, bad narratives as you exhale. And as you get up from the meditation, you got rid of quite a lot of change. You got rid of quite a bad thoughts. You drop a lot of bad ideas and you feel emotionally restored. There's emotional tone that you shifted. People you thought you couldn't love or be friend with, you still feel that's too bad of me, too mean of me to think like that, to curse them with that incident, with then losing them. That's too mean of me. So it's just completely of my loss as much as anybody else's. That's stupid of me. And therefore, learn again to love them, rejoice them, and then you will repair. You repair. And sanity, causes of sanity is clear thinking. This clear thinking only can come when your mind is free. It's kept safe in a meditation. That you do meditation daily. You eat food daily to keep the body going. What do we do to keep the mind going? We should do meditation as many times we eat. People spend hours, 3-hour dinner party, 4-hour picnic, all this feeding spree. But in the end, they're overfeeding themselves. Then they have all these fatty problems. They're wearing fat, 2 kilos of fat around their waistline, just because they ate so mindlessly. So they're not saying to choose what they eat, what they think. But when you meditate, you gain your conscience. As a result of that, your sitting meditation is very simple. It's not really high expectation to anything great to come from divine or anything like this. Sitting still. But that's what the very simplest thing Buddha did. He got enlightenment by sitting still, okay? He did the 6-year sitting marathon. So his enlightenment came from sitting, not through climbing Mount Everest or sailing the fastest yacht in the world or even winning Nobel Peace Prize. He predates Nobel Peace. I think he predates peace. I think people thought the peace Buddha won peace and sanity through his sense restraining himself, and therefore keep somewhere safe yourself daily. Meditation, sitting still regularly. If you have a good discipline and have the importance to have this discipline to sit still each day, you will see how much of your sanity is now starting to increase. Your clarity of some situation over which you have a little bit confused become a lot more clarified. Your enmity doesn't bite you. You realize it will drop your enmity, drop your resentment towards others. You realize that's insane. You want friend. If possible, you want to form a friendship, but those with you develop in resentment. What's the purpose? Over a small disagreement. Let those disagreements drop away and don't let resentment bite either of you. And try to reconcile with that in form and so far as not develop resentment. Resentment is caused by craving for me. I want this, you didn't get what you want, and therefore you're starting to develop resentment. But instead, in meditation, you realize what is cause of my resentment? It is what the person doing to me, or what I want I didn't get. So, when you have sanity, you tend to think what you need to do legwork. When you don't have sanity, you tend to expect the changes to be made from the outside, from the other. You're always waiting, long time, always waiting for the other to change. It seems like never changing. Like if you try to look at the kettle, it does never burn, never boil. You just leave it to switch on, it will boil very quickly. Like that. You have to switch on the kettle of your mind. And the meditation, switch on the kettle of your mind, and then you wouldn't believe how quickly it boils. Yeah, you wouldn't believe. So of course, when you're doing the actual meditation, it is a little demanding body to sit still in a posture that you don't really feel you're not allowed to move or something. You feel restricted or something. But if you realize how much it does to your mind's sanity, it's just like when you make yogurt, it takes time to set, like that. When you make sanity, it takes time to set. You don't put the yogurt culture in the milk and all of a sudden expect to become yogurt. It takes overnight at least. Like that. You put a little culture of mindfulness in sitting meditation. You should do that regularly and then see how much is shifting your attitudes. They report that even when they do 10 minutes meditation, the school children, they have witnessed a remarkable shift in the behavior of the kids, how they behave towards each other. There's a lot of gentleness and kindness and forgiveness and support in the schoolyard when they all do the meditation each day, It just informs and reforms everybody, gives them the new power. As a result of that, their senses will not wear and tear very quickly. Your senses become repaired. Your senses become sensible. It gives a new battery, You have to recharge the battery, don't you? You always need to recharge the battery. How do you recharge your mind battery? Come on. You recharge your physical body with the food and washing and drinking and rest and exercise. And how do you recharge your mind? With knowledge. Yeah, sure. Some knowledge is you. Practical knowledge, they recharges you. If you're a high school teacher or if you're a medical professional, if you're a legal professional, you have to always update your knowledge. Otherwise, they wouldn't keep your license. Likewise, you need to always update your mind through your daily meditation. Without daily meditation, people suffer. People get so much lose their mind to the anger and negativity. So, being able to sit still and watch around the breath and follow the system of doing the forward counting of the breath and then do the reverse counting of the breath and try to see not only each round of breath done, but see how much difference it makes when you're mindful to do the reverse counting as forward counting. Previously you were doing forward counting and now you remember, I'm doing reverse counting. When you start doing reverse counting, you probably get lost more quickly. That's what I'm telling you from my experience. When you do reverse counting, you lose the count more quickly. But when you do reverse counting, if you're really mindful, you don't lose. But at least you know where to continue from. See? When you learn how to do reverse counting, you're actually developing a higher level of precision of your concentration of the breath. Not only the breath, but how you do the counting. Each time you finish the round, you do the reverse counting, 34. Next one, 33. What is 33? Oh, did you do the inhalation properly? Did you do the retention properly? Did you do exhalation? Yes, 32. Okay, that 32 was a little better than the 33. not only in the counting, but it was much more sharper, yeah? So don't make it just monotonously boring, but do it more refreshingly new. Make it excitingly useful. And then this will clarify your mind. Your mind is so sharp. It's like what we call super intelligence will yield in your mind. Then you see the cause and effect of your thoughts and emotions in relation to things rather than cause and effect of what people do to you. When you have no sanity, how do you know you have sanity, you're not sanity? When you have no sanity, you think everything's done bad in your life because what people did to you or didn't do to you. When you have sanity, what is the difference? Not people. what your thoughts are not doing to yourself. You become more metacognitively conversant with your own thought. You're able to literally read your thoughts and what the consequences they have to you. And therefore, how you want to prevent future big bad experience by not hosting a person to certain thoughts. See, now you're able to screen your thoughts. That determines your experiences. So you have sanity is you are able to distinguish the cause and effect and establish relationship between the positive and negative thoughts that you yourself host. And whatever other things, people or incident outside contribute is a fairly peripheral when you have the sanity. To the people who have no great sanity or insane, they think what one does is peripheral, what other people do is everything. And therefore, one is always reactive. One is always negative. One has a list of complaints, very little compliments. And therefore, the body ages very quickly. 5 sense body. Some people, biology is, the age is not that old, but they age very quickly. Because they use the energy so quickly, very rough for the body, and they eat all kinds of food for the food, but no benefit. It's like corrosive thoughts is hosting, People more caused by the high blood pressure, all this pressure caused by not diet problem necessarily, attitudinal, psychosomatically produce the wrong kind of thoughts and attitudes that one doesn't have a cognizant of how harm they are. Psychophysical relationship, what the mind does to the body. So a lot of the pain and hurt is usually what the mind actually took it wrongly and kept it, and it gone off. It's like if you forgot an apple in your drawer or something, maybe first few days it looks pretty fresh, If you after 3 weeks you look at it, look what has the apple has become, There's a lot of that kind of rotten things that we have kept in the mind without learning to put them in the bin. If you do meditation regularly, you have the sanity to do routine cleaning. You breathe out. If you do at least like 21 rounds of exhalation, 21 rounds of the good exhalation, followed by with all the inhalation, retention, each morning before you start anything, that will constitute a good meditation. 21 rounds doesn't take even 5 minutes, I tell you. If you're very, very focused, if you have to be one-pointedly focused. And that's exactly the, Buddhist insight means you don't have to be Buddhist. You have to, Buddhist means one who wakes up. One who wakes up from the slumber of poor meanness, who suffer from self-importance. That's not sanity. But thinking of how important it is to be nice to others, to speak kindly to others, to listen to the needs of others, and then try to do whatever you can at your goodwill. That's Buddhist sanity. That's Buddhist insight. Buddhist means one who awakens, one who has knowledge. There's a knowledge empowers you, And knowledge empowers you. People hang a piece of certificate on the wall saying they have knowledge. And they're true. They have knowledge. About what? About just things. But this knowledge is not about things. This knowledge of what you think matters. Nobody can issue you a certificate for that. But you yourself have to slowly upgrade your own self-respect and value. You like what you're thinking about your mom. Gosh, you used to think she was really a difficult person in your life. Now you have shifted. And you think, I am so ungrateful all those years. What a waste. I'm starting to relive my life. I need to renew my capacity to rekindle my love for her, gratitude for her, and then you start developing amazing rush of love towards her, whether alive or deceased, doesn't matter. It's never too late. When you have this increasement of your love, kindness towards your mother, and this totally renews your goodness in you, and this will totally change your perception around those around you, because you have rekindled connected with the basic goodness that has been forgotten. Your biology, your knowledge, your looks, your experiences, all the things you have came from our sheer sweat and tear of our good 20, 30 years of selfless dedication for bringing us up, feeding us, washing us, bathing us, sending us to school every day, picking from school every day, packing how many lunches, washing how many clothes. So many years, we still don't want to remember their kindness. That's exactly, people have disconnected, estranged from loved ones, and they are wandering in the wilderness of poor me, without reconnecting the rich me. I'm fortunate to be loved and cherished. In this way, all spiritual tradition, Buddhism particularly, is to awaken the people's heart, to develop good heart. We call altruism. You can call love, you can call mercy, you can call kindness, you can forgiveness. All these are synonyms of the sanity. And we have capacity to cultivate that only if you predispose conscientiously. You have to. Sanity is cultivated consciously, insanity unconsciously. The difference is quite obvious. One is just going the right direction. Another is not knowing where you're going. Still going. Still going, not knowing where you're going. So a lot of people are still subscribing to their very murky thoughts and subscribing to that without stopping the subscription. You should rebel against yourself. No, that's wrong. That's this resentment, this anger, this aversion, this ill will, this malice is not living. And enough is enough. And then wake up. That's the Buddhist. Buddhist doesn't mean those who bow down to the Buddhas and statues, or burn a couple of incense. Those are cultural form of Buddhist practice, But there's nothing to do with Buddhism. They just culturally they adopted that over the years, and we may also do that because sound like Buddhist. But what does it mean? That we are actually waking up from those slumber and learning to not walk in the wrong dark corridors and find a way to stop and find a way to get out of that. In the middle of the meditation, when you do many rounds of qualified round breath, whether forward or reverse counting, some penny will drop in your mind. I must not subscribe to this attitude, this narrative, this poor me mentality. This is not living. This is dying while living. This is death in life. Why we have so much fear in life is because we are not conscious. So someone who's alive or not alive is he conscious? Most people are conscious body, but not conscious in the mentally, emotionally, not conscious. They're still huffing and puffing with enmity and anger and ill will, and they definitely believe someone wronged him. That's it. And they have not a second thought about it. They completely think that's true. They have no inkling, thinking, maybe I'm slightly wrong there. Maybe I should go and compare my notes and try to develop a second opinion. Second opinion is really good. If third is even better, because then at least you can tell the big difference. Because if you have only two opinions, one is this and another, the two kind of conflicting, Third one really clarifies, In meditation, we give space. We don't have to ask people to give me some space. You're giving that every morning to yourself. And during that time, you are giving this clarity, space. You realize, oh, what was my day yesterday like? What was the little exchange between him and them that I got in the middle? Oh, it's not healthy, not only for them, for me to think this against him or this against, this is wrong. I should really go and mediate their problem by my being a very good friend to both. And when you have that, then your meditation is not just meditation on the cushion, but it really brought some sanity at work, how you will relate to them both with mutual respect and kindness, because they're lacking someone who will mediate the things. Often people, you will have third person who will make the problem widen the gap of misunderstanding. Very few will help to, narrow the gulf. Most people haven't got any sanity themselves. How could they help other people? They say, go to the professionals or something. I don't know how much the professional narrow the gulf or widen the gulf. I have no idea. It tend to prolong, that's for sure. Lots of people seeking therapy without any therapy. But meditation is a very sane practice. It's safe self-therapy. And it's a very, very inexpensive. But only thing that is costly is discipline. You got to get up. You got to show up here on 11 o'clock every Sunday. Zoom, very, very good. Zoom people have been very, 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 very consistent. I'm very, particularly of this pandemic time. And so just being able to keep your home where you associate a time to meditate regularly, and how you will notice how quickly it's shifting your attitudes. And then your eyes and senses become sensible. Then you really do not always believe what you see. What you see and what you check whether what you see is correct or not is a two different thing. You see, next time you check, I'm glad I checked. I'm glad I wasn't just assuming. I checked with you. Some people think somebody hates him, and he just believes that somebody hates him. He never checked why he hates. But if you go and ask him, "Do you really hate me?" They say, "Wow, no, I don't. Sorry, I misunderstood you." Yeah, often misunderstanding. Neither of them has the gut to check that I must be wrong. This is my paranoia that I'm projecting this onto him, or my own lack of self-confidence or joy or gratitude towards others. These are manifesting everywhere. I need to learn how to renegotiate this. When you have this kind of sanity, of course, then you gain your mind back. So the formal discipline to do sitting meditation practice, not only with a group. With a group is good because at least you can ask questions and so on. When you have good, sufficient knowledge about how to do, then you do it yourself, with yourself consistently, regularly. Weekly is not enough. Weekly is group. But individually must do every day. You should find a spot in your home, create a nice place. Everything you do has a spot, dedicated spot in the home. Eating place, feeding place, washing place, sleeping place, lounging place. Have a place you can sit still and do just meditation. If you do that regularly, you are starting to hatch the discipline. So we might allow a few question time because we have few new people here also, as well as quite a few of you on Zoom. I haven't been able to track the Facebook one, but please, if you have any questions, I will be able to answer them before we finish. Thank you. Please, if any Zoom audience, put your hands up and unmute yourself. Anyone here also do the same. Put your hands up, and we should be able to hear your questions. One, but please, if you have any questions. Hello, Jane from New Zealand. Quite a few I haven't met. Man Tamang from somewhere. Sang Moger, Peti Hopi, Claire Del Castello Phelps. Thank you for joining us. Okay. Michaela, unmute yourself.
Oh, yeah. So, look, I guess I have a question on the sense doors, and when it comes to screen, how to approach when it's not, just the one sense door, all the sense doors, how to approach that, in a Buddhist way, or however through the teachings here. How do we approach, cleansing those and kind of screening those, not just screening, but then kind of really, kind of like ultimately cleansing those as a practice?
Thank you, Michaela. If I understood your question, is about how to mind the sense doors in a very informed way. Sense doors are like 6 windows, like 5 doors or 5 windows, and the person looking through those doors have different perspective depending to which of the sense doors they use. But the person who is actually looking through the doors or windows need to be very conscientious of what they're looking at, which direction they have chosen. And so when we are one of the 5 sense doors become more dominantly utilized. Maybe when you are, for instance, when you're listening now, when you're listening, your hearing, auditory consciousness, your hearing organ is more dominant. You're mostly sort of guided by what you think you're hearing. And but little do we know what role our mind that sits behind the auditory consciousness and conscientiously does the listening. So when we are really slightly frightened and a little bit insecure, whatever we hear, it frightens us, So we think that what we hear is completely correct. But we don't realize most of the fear is caused by one's own insecurity. So when you become very conscientious how your own insecurity is making you to be fearful what you're hearing, so the sound or whatever you hear is very, very secondary. So when you become very cognizant and distinguishing your sense organ as to do with sense power, when the sense is powered, its consciousness is very conscientious of what is hearing and what actually is oneself, making it to appear as one is hearing. Often what we're hearing isn't so much what you hear, but it's what our interpretation of it. When we have the ability to say, it's my interpretation of it, there's a lot of power for you to change your interpretation. But when you think it's exactly as literally as what you heard, then you don't have a lot of room to change. So therefore, we have lost ourselves to the sound rather than to our hearing power or consciousness. So when we know that, it was my interpretation, then at least you're not entirely saying it is the sound. So whereas when you're so that's starting to have the good I would say grip over the ability to being sensibly recognize your own auditory consciousness and attitude behind it, rather than what the person said. Say if somebody says, "Did you not close the door?" How now somebody might hear as if he's giving an order to you, as if he's assumed that he's told you to close the door, and he's now assuming you haven't told. So one who is really, really fearful or threatened could hear that as a kind of a command and order, one who's really careful listening to that, didn't you close the door, will say, oh, maybe I should have closed the door because it's very good for everyone. So when the attitude listen like that, then it doesn't look like order. He's thinking, oh, that's really important to do. Anybody should close the door. So you can see how we could hear the same command, same order, same statement could be heard differently depending to what the person listener themselves is approaching it from. So when we have a sensibility to distinguish the heard and the attitude of the hearer, and what role it plays, and then that means we are able to modify our perception of it very quickly rather than think it is what you heard is exactly what literally he said, So therefore, we usually say the sense object, sense organ, and sense consciousness. When the sense consciousness is completely working in relation with the sense organ, then it's got the sense power. Then your eye is a sense power. What is sense power? Sensible. Then it sensibly interpreted what one hears, and what one hears is because they say, even if Buddha says, do particular, he says something, 6 people will hear different things, 6 different things. Yeah, why? Because everyone has power to have that kind of conscientiousness, to be listening deeply. So when we do have any kind of grip over our sense doors, that usually we distinguish from whether that is my attitude or whether it is exactly what the object it stimulates or what object actually says or appears. When we think it's the object, it is exactly what object it appears, identical to the appearance, then we have no sense power. We're literally thinking what you hear, what you see is identical to what you're seeing from everyone's point of view. You expect it to be seen by everyone's point of view. You don't think it's all my point of view. When you don't have a kind of point of view that is alternatable to other people's different point of view, then we become usually very fundamentalist in our point of view as having to be the only way that it should be. So this is what the distinction between having a grip over our sense or not. There's someone from Bindi from Harvey Bay. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Okay. One last moment for a question. If you have, please put your hands up. Melinda? Hello, Melinda. Unmute yourself.
Thank you very much, Ed. I'm just wondering about doing what we've just done, the karma abiding meditation, and the meditation in, say, a Vajrayana practice like Medicine Buddha or White Tara. Is that the same?
Oh, they're different
Or should I do karma abiding as well as another?
But when you're doing the Medicine Buddha and other deity yoga meditation, if you are familiar with karma abiding meditation, you can use those very things. Instead of watching round the breath, or instead of watching the posture, you're reciting the mantra, you're radiating lights of healing, or you're receiving all the blessings. So your focus is different, but what attention with which you stay focused one pointedly to calm your mind. So your point of concentration can be different. There are many types of meditations. So when you're visualizing on top of a crown, a stack of enlightened ones, one above another, and you are one who is to be healed, and anyone to be healed is sitting below them, and everyone is seated on top of a crown. Your focus is on that, and then you pray to them, supplicate them, and then slowly each of them dissolve one after another, and then finally they all dissolve into you. So your actual focus of attention is different, but the idea that you have to be mindfully, not forgetting what to do, and not become lazy, not become distracted, not become overexerting, not underexerting energy. And whether it's verbally reciting a mantra, whether you're sitting still, watching the round breath, all of these different techniques, but the same purpose. The same purpose, try to gain the sediments of the dust in the bottle to settle down, or the clear water slowly manifests. You can see how each of them. But some people would argue that Vajrayana method of reciting deity yoga mantra, visualizing, radiating with love, all of that meditation more efficacious, more productive than just merely sitting and watching the breath. So that's, people tend to say that way. Traditionally, that's what they say, that it is more kind of a profound and quick and swift and productive. So Vajrayanas or esoteric Buddhist teachings would say that is more quicker and profound way of doing it. But definitely they are no lesser than doing the Kamapati meditation. So if you have few different techniques of Buddhist meditation up your sleeves, keep them all, and apply them readily in your everyday life. Thank you very much, everyone. So now we will conclude here. Our Buddhist meditation always concludes with short prayer of dedicating. There's lots of people who don't have the time or discipline to meditate, even though they know they need it. So we're going to share that to all the people in the world, wherever they are. May they be able to turn to their light within. As a Judeo-Christian, theistic people will always turn to God. Maybe on Sunday, like this time of the Sunday, most people will go to church and say thanks to God and whatnot, And it's very, very universally very meaningful. In Buddhist, whatever we do, at the end we offer the prayers that we believe, small seed that we may have sown in doing this meditation. We wanted to think and share this to all others. So with this in mind, we will join the dedication of merits. So thank you, everybody. Om Badil Mere Me Ovagam Dadifa Menzege Omnize Me Liberated from the ocean of Buddha Desinade Herenda Mahayana teaching whatever mere me hobe be constant lovers to the Mahayana teaching courage manju shrinyo as a man de following all the example I shall de o de mere de selem body jeda tebe where no ye danza where has been bo me angry freely with the generation. Thank you, everyone. Before we sign off, I would like to say that next Sunday, I will be doing an online and in-person transmission of Avalokiteshvara practice. This is to revive our practice that we do here on Wednesday nights. We've been doing the Ngondro from 6 till 7:15. In a few weeks' time, we will be combining Avalokitesh practice at the 7 o'clock. So those who wish to join on Zoom or in person to attend the 7 o'clock practice will need to preferably receiving this empowerment ceremony on Sunday. So I strongly recommend you all that. We will be sending that email out this week, but since you are already online, we are already here, so I might as well tell you. And this also includes those who are here. You're most welcome to attend the ceremony next Tuesday at 11 o'clock. We won't have much meditation next Sunday, but during the meditation, when I'm doing the preparation, you can do the little bit of meditation, so we can organize that. But main part of the next Sunday morning will be the Avalokitesha transmission. So then that will qualify all of you to attend the practice on Wednesday nights, which will start next Wednesday, not this Wednesday, but Wednesday. Anyway, what is today? Today's 11th. So not on the. Let me look at the calendar. Wednesday. We will start on Wednesday 28th onwards. From the 28th of Wednesday onwards, from 7 o'clock, we will combine the Avalokitesh practice. But to do that, unless you have received this before, it's a good idea to receive it this Sunday, which everybody is welcome to attend. So with that, we will finish here. Thank you, everybody. And those of you who are here in person, please feel free to have some tea. Our kitchen is right on the other end of the building. So others, please, those of you, others in Canberra now, please be brave and come in person. So we got ample room. So I think we had enough of these retreating. Now we can come. So we still got a lot of space. Anyway, thank you. Those of you who are joining on Zoom, of course, continue to do unless you wanted to come by helicopter. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. See you.